Bila shaka mpenzi mtazamaji, popote pale ulipo, chochote unachofanya, hii ni Kajiado TV moja kwa moja hapa ndani ya kipindi chako marithawa ambacho unakipenda, kipindi cha Kiti Moto. Mpenzi mtazamaji, kila wakati hapa tunakuletea gumzo na mijadala tofauti na watu mbalimbali ambao wanawakilisha kaunti ya Kajiado kwenye sekta tofauti. Na leo moja kwa moja hapa tuko na kiongozi, sio kiongozi tu bali ni kiongozi kijana ambao wanaadimika kama waliodaku. Ajitambulishe, tuendelee.
Asante sana mambo leo.
Bila shaka
Kajiado TV.
Asante.
Nashukuru sana kwa fursa hii ambayo nimeipata kwako.
Asante.
Jina langu ni Gideon Toimasi, ama ukipenda Gideon Kagame Toimasi.
Wanakuita Kagame.
Wananiita Kagame. Sasa mimi ni kijana na kwa kifupi kiongozi wa vijana. Nimekuwa chairman ama former chair wa Kenya Mass Students Association. Hii ni shirika ambalo liko Kajiado County, Narok County, na Samburu County, pia Baringo County, na parts of Nakuru County.
Kenya Mass Students Association. Je, ni kikundi ambacho kinawaleta wanafunzi wote kwenye mwavuli wa jamii ama?
Ndio, ni mwavuli ambao unawaleta pamoja vijana wa Kimasai wote na Wasamburu na wale ambao tunawaita Elchams wa kule Baringo. Kwa hivyo hili ni kundi ambalo liko na vijana wote wa colleges, universities. Kwa hivyo tunasema young professionals ambao ni wa Kimasai.
Which year was this that you led this association?
This is between 2016 and 2017. 2016-2017.
What?
2017-2018. And I am currently the youth senator for Kajiado County.
Kabla tatende hapo kwa youth senator. Hii Kajiado Kenya Student Mass Association. Hii ni ile ambayo ilikuwa inafanya wanafunzi wanaenda kule Mbirikani, wana riot, wanaleta shida. Hebu tueleze ni nini hasa kikundi hicho kilikuwa kinafanya? Labda unajua mtu labda anafikiri hii Kenya Student Mass Association ilikuwa ya fujo tupu.
Unajua mambo leo, mimi ni mtu ambaye ninafanya maneno ya advocacy.
Yes.
Na unajua katika ile advocacy kuna extremes za advocacy.
Yes.
Kwamba kuna mahali tunaweza kukuja tumeketi chini tumezungumza katika kikao cha boardroom.
Yes.
Na kuna mahali pale pengine ambapo ni lazima watu washike barabara. Unajua wanasema kwamba kukikataa kabisa yale ya meza, sasa tunaondoka kwenda pale barabarani. Nataka kusema hicho ni kikundi kila ambacho kiliweza kwenda Mbirikani. Mahali pale walitaka kuchukua ile shamba ya Simba Cement. Pale walikuwa naitwa Siyamalil. Pale tulifungwa, tukasumbuliwa kidogo, tulifunguliwa kesi ati ilikuwa inaitwa Malano and 67 others versus the state. Kidogo, na tukakuja pia pale Magadi. Kulikuwa na maneno pia, watu walikuwa wanaangamizwa pale. Kampuni haikuwa inafanya vyema. Tulifanya yale na mengine mengi. Unajua ni shirika ambalo linaweza kutetea haki za hao watu na kuhakikisha pia kwamba wamewapatia kuwapatia ile linkage na opportunities zile ambazo zipo. Kwa hivyo tuliweza kupatia watu pia bursaries na vitu mingi, na wale wengine tulisaidia kutafuta internship and all that.
That's nice.
Yes.
So mpenzi mtazamaji, we are looking at a young leader who has been leading on the front, not just on paper, not just on the boardroom, but on the front, and maybe that's very commendable. It challenges other young guys, young leaders ambao wanataka ama tayari ni viongozi, ya kwamba kuwa kiongozi sio jina, kiongozi ni matendo. Tuachane na hayo. Kwa sababu kama ulivyoeleza ni kwamba umeanza uongozi ukiwa katika nafasi ya wanafunzi. Nini kikafuata sasa baada ya wewe kutoka kuwa kiongozi wa wanafunzi? Nini kilikupatia msukumo wa kuendelea na wito huo wa uongozi katika hatua tofauti za kijamii?
Baada ya hiyo niliweza kujihusisha katika ile siasa za chama ama za vyama.
Yes.
Na nikawa ni mtu ambaye nimekuwa nikifuatana na Raila Amolo Odinga ambaye ndiye president the fifth. Na nikaweza pia kuja pale mahali panaitwa the Youth Senate.
Yes.
Kenya.
Yeah.
I am currently the representative of the Youth Senate in Kajiado County, as well as the chair of the ODM Youth in Kajiado County.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I only knew that you are the youth senator.
Yes.
Lakini sikujua kwamba wewe ndio mwenyekiti wa
mimi ndio mwenyekiti wa vijana katika county hii.
Katika chama cha ODM.
Katika chama cha ODM.
Oh my.
Na nilisema kwamba nitafanya haya ndiposa niweze kutafuta nafasi. Kwa sababu unajua mambo leo bila nafasi hauwezi fanya haya mambo yote. Na nikasema cha muhimu ni kuweza kujikuza ama kukua katika chama.
Ndio.
Cha pili ni muhimu pia nipate ile portfolio ya kuweza kuchampion hii maneno ya policy advocacy.
Yes.
Ili kuambia kwamba my background is on policy making.
Yes.
And nina msukumo mkubwa sana.
Yes.
Ambao ninataka kusema mambo yataweza kubadilishwa tu pale tunapoangalia sera. Na sera hizi ndipo tunasema policies. Na nikasema kwamba nitaingia pale, nimefanya vitu mingi pia like I have been.
Nataka tushikilie kidogo. Nataka tushikilie kwa sababu wakati tunakaa chini na kijana mwenzangu sitaki kumnyima muda. Nataka ajieleze. Lakini kabla tuje kwenye ni nini ambacho umeweza kufanya ama ni nini unapanga kufanya ama hata una nia gani katika hatua za uongozi tofauti hapa katika kaunti yetu ya Kajiado. Huyu mtazamaji angependa kujua huyu Gideon Kagame Toimasi ambaye ameketi leo moja kwa moja hapa Manuel kwenye kiti moto. Amezaliwa wapi? Amelelewa wapi? Amekuwa katika jamii ipi? Kisha tuendelee. Usitoke mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni Kiti Moto Kajiado TV. Karibu tena mpenzi mtazamaji. Tunapiga gumzo, tunazungumza, tunataka kumjua kiongozi huyu kijana, ndugu yetu Gideon Kagame Toimasi. Ndugu, nikuite mheshimiwa mtarajiwa.
Ndio hiyo.
How can a young man in Kajiado identify with you? What was like, where did you grow up in, which kind of environment, which kind of setup, ulikulia wapi, maisha yako ya zamani kidogo yalikuwaje, ndio tujue kama hayo ndio yalikukuvutia kuja kuingia kwenye uongozi.
Mambo leo.
Yes.
Mimi ni kijana ambaye amelelewa katika familia ina polygamous family.
Yes.
Kwamba mzee ana bibi wangapi?
Wawili.
Mama ndiye wa kwanza. Na kidogo inasema kwamba pia mimi niko katika ile stage ya deputy parenthood.
Yes.
Kwa sababu mimi ndiye kijana mkubwa katika familia. Familia ya watoto 9. Na baba ni mfugaji. Na pia ni mwanabiashara.
Bila shaka.
Kwa hivyo nimelelewa katika mazingira ya ufugaji. Nikasoma katika shule ya Sajiloni.
Sajiloni ni Kajiado ya Kati.
Kajiado ya Kati pale Dalale Kutu.
Bila shaka.
Ambapo nilikuwa mpaka madarasa ya 3. Nikakuja kwenda mahali panaitwa PBS. Ambayo ni shule ya vijana tu, wavulana tu. Kule ni Ndume. Tulikuwa tunaita kambi ndogo ya jeshi. Ni gani hiyo? Ilikuwa inaitwa Kajiado Primary Boys these days.
Okay.
Lakini hiyo wakati ilikuwa ni Primary Boys Boarding School.
Secondary ulisomea wapi?
Nilisomea Nakel Boys High School.
Nice.
Ambayo iko hapa Kajiado North. Na kisha baadaye nikaelekea University of Nairobi ambayo inafanya the University of Nairobi, the only university with the article there.
Amazing,
ambapo inaendeleza degree yangu ya political science.
Nice.
And ni kidogo juzi pia nimeanza kitu kidogo, you know, ninataka kufanya hii maneno ya sheria. So nimeenroll pia maneno ya legal studies.
Okay.
Lakini pale Mount Kenya University.
That's nice.
So kidogo hiyo ndo background yangu.
Nice. In fact, what I realized Bwana Gideon Toimasi is that you have been born, bred and studied. You studied in Kajiado.
Yeah.
That's you're a true son of the soil.
Purely Kajiado, apart from my tertiary level,
Definitely.
which I have to go to the University of Nairobi, of course.
Yeah. I wanted to ask a question, and this is out of the blues.
Sure.
Gideon, what do you think? What do you think ails Kajiado?
What ails Kajiado, among so many other things,
Yes,
is the issue of policy gap. You know, in Kajiado County, we do not boast so much of established policies that have been formulated, implementation of certain programs, and even review of the same. I think there is a bit of laxity when it comes to the policy formulation. So I think we have a big challenge when it comes to policy, because Mamboleo, you all well know, and we all know that for anything to be effectively done, it has always to be addressed through policy.
true.
And without a proper formulation of policies, without a clear roadmap on how we are going to implement certain policies that are existing, and maybe having time and a formula through which we review what is already existing, I think we have a problem until we find a way to do this. And then there is another thing. We have a problem with oversight.
Yes.
Of course, we have a lot of money in this county.
Yes.
We're so rich. But you know, the issue of accountability is a problem.
Yes.
It started with the Orkejuado County Council, and of course subsequent regimes. There is a problem when it comes to oversight, simply because those people who are tasked with responsibility and duty to do oversight, they've also been too reluctant in acting.
You know, what you've brought forward is really touching, and maybe our viewers here can comment. Chochote ambacho unataka kuzungumza tuandike pale chini kwenye comment section. Mheshimiwa mtarajiwa, you've talked about the policy gap. Which areas do you think need a lot of policy work right now in Kajiado as a county? Which are our weakest areas in policy?
One area that I feel has got the weakest interventions about the policy gap is the opportunities for young people. The reason for which we have to always go to the streets is because of the scarcity of these opportunities. And of course, our devolved units should exist and are conditioned to exist to the help of these residents of this county. And any other county should be concerned about creating opportunities for its young population. I remember when we went to Magadi,
Yes.
we were protesting and really demanding for fair treatment of these people. And this fair treatment that we are advocating for till today is that we need employment for these people. We need these companies to build local capacity. One area that really needs to be addressed is creation of employment.
Creation of opportunities. And Mheshimiwa, you've put it right. Young people are the majority.
Yeah, we are the majority.
And you know, according to the census, tuko 77%.
Yes.
Leo vijana wanaweza simamisha governor na apite.
Apite kabisa.
What is the problem? Why do young people not support each other?
I think it is only natural that they have to behave so. You know, we are all trying to rush to grasp these small opportunities that are available. You see?
Yeah.
I'm not really surprised that young people cannot formidably sit down, discuss how they are going to
agree
simply because there are some carrots that are just dangling. You see?
I know.
Someone says, you know, you elected me this time. Next time, those I did not consider, nyinyi mko kwa mpango yangu kesho. You know, na pale unajua kijana mdogo amekimbizana na makaratasi yake ya university. You know how expensive it is to go through school. Another thing, someone has got these skills and maybe the hands-on skills are also available. Na ujaribu kuangalia huyu kijana, he really looks too much into these things. Kwamba nitafanya vipi, nitatoka pale vipi. Unajua tumekwama kama vijana kwa sababu we cannot pinpoint na tujaribu kueleza certain programs that have been designed apart from the quick fix things. Leo tuko na shida ya vijana, patia wao kazi mtaani. Leo iko shida ya vijana, leta NYS. Kesho iko shida ya vijana, hebu tupatie wafagie pale na wameondoka. These things are not sustainable.
Kwa hivyo unazungumzia we have not had sustainable programs
for the youth. You see?
Unajua mimi sijakuuliza kwanza wewe unataka kufanya nini.
Yes.
Na tayari umeshazungumza mambo mengi ambayo yana umuhimu mkubwa. What do you think about the Kajiado leadership? Is it time the young people join politics? And is it true that you are joining politics, elective politics?
Mambo leo, I did not disclose to you before that I'm running for the Senate, apart from maybe the social media.
Kajiado County Senate.
Kajiado County Senate. I am running for this thing. One, because I feel that for me to effectively change what I feel is not good, I must seek this opportunity. You know, planning things without me probably may not work to solve my needs or my problems. But if I sit at this table of decision making, then I have no doubt in my mind that whatever the things I'm going to do is those that are based on the needs and those that are going to make sure that they address the future. And the foreseeable future is youth, of course. You all know this. But if we do not seek these political positions, then I think we'll always be beggars, we'll wallow in this poverty, we'll always be crying foul, we'll always be blaming people, and we'll always be fighting fellow youths for making it. So
it is exclusive that for the first time here on Kitimoto, Mheshimiwa Gideon Toimasi Kagame is officially declaring his intentions to vie for the Kajiado Senate seat. And I never knew, I didn't know, najua labda pengine wewe hukujua ya kwamba yeye vile vile ni mwenyekiti wa vijana katika chama cha ODM ndani ya Kajiado 034. Ndugu yangu, why the Senate seat? Why the Senate seat? Sikiliza, kama hukujua kuna kiti cha MCA, kuna kiti cha governor, MP, gani nyingine?
Kuna ya mama.
Mbona Senate?
I feel ninafaa kwenda Senate. Simply because the Senate is responsible of doing representation.
One.
The second thing it does is oversight role. And the next thing, among other things, is legislation. And I have told you that the problem we have is about policies. And problem number two, if I were to list in the list of priorities, then I think is about accountability and the oversight thing. And of course, representing young people. So I feel, and I think it is the right thing to go for the Senate. Simply because I need to do policies. I need to come up with bills. I need to do laws that are going to address the problems that are facing young people.
Mheshimiwa, when you mention Kajiado has a problem in a certain field, it means that the people who are responsible at the moment either are failing or they have not delivered to the best of their ability. Do you want to stand right here and say that the people who are responsible for oversight in Kajiado County, the people who are responsible for accountability, who are there, Mheshimiwa the current senator Mpaye and the nominated senator, have not done the best?
I think let me just answer you this way. In the recent past, I've been able to go through the list of the people that I'm going to compete with and maybe battle in the pursuit of this seat of the senator. And I realized that I'm facing three categories of people. One, a sitting senator that is incumbent.
Yes.
Second thing, I'm battling with people who have served for quite too long in other positions of government. And it is time they feel that they need to retire. And the best place to retire is the senatorial seat.
Really?
I feel that is what they are saying, simply because they have been in this space for quite some time. And I feel the third person I'm competing with is someone who have lost in the previous elections, and maybe they have seen that the weakest of the people to compete with is the current senator. And they feel that they need to go for this thing, that they may recreate themselves politically.
Do you want to put names in those three categories that we mentioned?
Maybe name calling would not be my priority, but of course I wouldn't mind.
You know, it's very interesting. Mpenzi mheshimiwa, ngoja mpenzi mtazamaji, ndugu yangu hapa Gideon anasema anagombana na watu wa aina tatu. Aina ya kwanza, watu ambao wamekuwa katika uongozi na hawajafanya kazi.
Yes.
Wa pili, wangwana ambao wametoka kule nje wakaona ile Senate ndio the weakest point ya leadership naweza pata. Na watatu ni watu ambao wamekosa nafasi, wanarudi
sana. Wakati mwingine maneno yako kwenda sawa sawa, wanafikiria kwamba wacha tujaribu mara nyingi.
Hawa ni nani?
Of course.
Kwa sababu tukizungumzia tunazungumzia wa kwanza, tuko na Mheshimiwa Mpaye.
Yes.
Mheshimiwa Mpaye is our current senator.
Yes.
Do you think in the scale of 1 to 10 has he delivered?
I would rate Mpaye in the scale of 2. I think at 2 in the scale of 1 is to 10.
What do you think is his biggest weakness?
You know, one thing, Mamboleo, before we come to Mpaye, we have had the opportunity, probably the most privileged county of all the 47 counties. We have 3 senators, 2 nominated senators, and 1 elected senator. And you know, this county will not have been where it is today had these people performed well.
So I really understand how important it is to identify the weaknesses of the people that you want to compete with, so that you can fill in those gaps. But we must ask ourselves, and lazima mtazamaji anauliza, what is this special thing that Gideon Kagame Toimasi is bringing on the table? What is your special card?
My special card is this, and before I come to the special card, you know, Mamboleo, I have been in this space for quite some time, even at my young age, representing these people, of course, doing oversight or some accountability checks, and of course trying to look for opportunities for them in terms of What do they need? How can I chip in? And for that matter, I have been able to participate in a lot of legislative drafting so far. Maybe you did not know, and I would wish to let you know that recently we did a petition to the county assembly, trying to tell them candidly that we have these companies that are setting foot in Kajiado County. These companies are coming here, creating some blanket cover and saying that our people are lazy or they cannot work. Given the opportunity, they will always run away. And this has given them a leeway to run away with what is rightfully for the people of Kajiado County. We advised them that they redefine what we call local content. Second thing, we have advised our county assembly that you are the people responsible with making laws. Can you make it mandatory that before we renew your licenses, provide us with the database that how many people have you been able to employ in Kajiado County? And so far, what do you intend? What is your program? Second thing, what is your CSR policy? And it has to be common across board. Another thing, before you come and tell us all this and that, we must be holding, and that is for the county assembly. And of course, when I become senator, I would always initiate such fora that we hold what we call multi-sectoral and what we call stakeholders engagements to make sure that what opportunities have you brought, instead of just getting as your bedroom or a dormitory. What have you brought for us? Because devolution in its making should exist to make work easier and make life easier for people living in their respective counties. So, and before we do this all, have you brought a clear CSR program? Do we have a policy that cuts across that today we do not have just to go to do maandamano in Magadi. Kesho lazima tuende maandamano pale Birikani, pale Simba Cement. We have to go to maandamano because some investor is doing something. Like, what is a clear CSR policy? How do you meaningfully engage the community? Do you advertise for the opportunities you have as these companies? Because should any company be advertising for these opportunities? We have chiefs' offices. We have the DO's places, now the assistant county commissioners. We have the county commissioners' offices. We have the health facilities that we have to run to get services. Do we get the list of the things that you need with the requirements and of course the responsibilities?
Three things. Yes. Three things that you think will address the problems that you've just mentioned. One, policy, I told you. True. And I must appreciate the efforts of a few young MCAs in Kajiado County. We have a progressive MCA like Matuya, who has been very instrumental in receiving our petition and trying to propagate it forward. We have another one by the name Masiaya from Magadi. They've been instrumental and they've really said, well, we've captured your views. What else do we need to do? We need to sit down, draft a bill on the CSR program. The three things I feel should be done is that the county government is charged with the responsibility, the executive now, of implementing certain programs and maybe reviewing the same. Should the county assembly make laws and the senator make accountability checks and advices on what should be done, the executive should always sit down and see how best to implement these things. However, we cannot have the luxury
of relaxing and letting the executive just do what they feel should be done without pushing them, sitting with them, and maybe trying to come up with a collaborative effort to address the problems that are facing our people.
Gideon, kazi kubwa zaidi ya seneta hapa Kenya, kando na kutengeneza sera, ni kitu inaitwa oversight.
Yes.
Unafikiri hapa kwetu gavana wetu wote wawili ambao wamewahi chaguliwa wamewekwa kwenye mwangaza wa kufanywa oversight na maseneta ambao wamekuwa ama imekuwa kawaida tu?
I feel and that is a fact. Kajiado County has not had a good oversight and an accountability check. Right from kitambo, wakati ya Kajiado County Council, kulikuwa na watu pia ambao walikuwa wanaweza kufanya hiyo oversight. Kuja kwa subsequent regimes, the two that have been there, maybe there has not been too much or the best oversight from the senators. I do want to say that when I become senator, number one priority, before I touch the clouds that are up there, what about the grasses that I stand on?
Sure.
Is my county okay? Before I okay other things, is my county okay? Are my people benefiting from the government programs? Are my people benefiting from what is existing and should benefit them? Are they profiting from what is here?
We saw recently how senators can be easily bought. Do you think that is the kind of senator you want to be?
One, I do not know the ultimate measure of or the price that I should be bought at. You know, when we talk of buying someone, there are some people who have set some price tags for themselves. That italima hii jamaa hivi, aongea atoboke nini? We have seen that. And when I become senator, one thing, I must appreciate the value of sitting down, not being at war with my people, the elected leaders, of course, not being at war with them, but checking how the governance is being done, the models through which they run programs, and maybe are the laws that are being made relevant? Are the programs that are being designed relevant?
Sasa, Toimasi, hawa ndugu zetu pale Senate, umejitetea, wakasema wewe hauna bei, naji gavana akikwambia my friend, kaa hapa chini, wacha makelele mingi huko, tunaendaje?
Unajua mambo leo, iko shida moja, kwa sababu jinsi tunavyojua, iko watu wengi wameangusha meli. Na unajua hii meli ni lazima tujue kwamba what we need to do so that we do not allow water through the boat or the ship. And one of those things is compromise from the people that are supposed to be checking the system. Like senators across board have got this problem. Wameletwa, wamenunuliwa, wengine tumesikia watu wanasema mimi nililipiwa kwa choo, wengine nililipiwa pale. Lakini hii swali ambao umesema gavana akikuita chini tukae chini, whether or not it is going to be Honorable Olelenku or any other person, one thing I must appreciate, and we all must appreciate, is that leaders do not exist to be fighting each other. What we are elected to do is to serve our people. And I will not deviate from what my people have elected me to do. When we talk of this, I mean, Kagame once said that flexibility and predisposition to compromise is not a sign of weakness or sellout. When we sit together, it depends. What are we sitting to discuss? Oppression of our people, denial of opportunities, segregation of people when it comes to matters. I think all these dividing points. I mean, what we need to discuss is that better chances for our people.
So you believe in the power of let's have a conversation.
Let's have a conversation. However, it must be characterized by lots of responsibility
and
better opportunities.
Tuachana sera, tuongee siasa.
Yes.
Kijana mdogo, mara ya kwanza kwenye siasa, unatoa wapi pesa ya kutoka Mosiro mpaka Njukini? Siasa ni rasilimali.
Siasa ni rasilimali.
Yes.
Mimi rasilimali yangu ile kubwa ni watu ya hii county. I believe that they are my greatest resource and my greatest will that is going to propel me to the Senate. One, hii siasa ya pesa, commercialization of politics has done us more harm than good. Of course, we as political scientists, I believe that those who control resources control the politics. Those in charge of the economics are in charge of the politics. But anyway, I also believe that everything is possible because a time has come when people will eat everything that comes their way, especially from the big boys. Those people who feel that it is time I have amassed everything, I have now to go sit and relax, eat this money comfortably, and maybe do some other things. And maybe using politics as a place to do your own entertainment.
True.
For the young people, let me come to this. The young people of this county are above 75%.
Yes.
Or of course 75% of the population.
Yes, yes.
We are the people in charge of social media. We are the same people in charge of registration of people when it comes to IBC. We are the same people in charge of verification of files.
True.
And those people that are in the IBC's register. We are the same people who are going to be available when it comes to political rallies. We are the same people available when it comes to, iko shida kidogo pale twende maandamano. We are the same people. In fact, during elections, we carry the most integral parts of the electioneering or the electoral process. Including being agents.
True.
Including sitting down to wait for the results when the old people have gone home.
And counting votes.
Wale watu wakienda nyumbani wamelala, iko shida kidogo kidogo, shida ya mafua kidogo kwa wazee wameenda kulala.
So you have to tell me
I'm saying
your biggest
young
resource?
people are my big resource and I will bank on them big time. And I'm telling anyone who is going to compete with me, be ready because you are in for a real show.
Sasa, do you want to tell us that you believe in age-set politics?
Mambo leo. That is not the kind of discussion we would want to have. But one thing, the youth do not live in isolation, but we must appreciate the value of their existence in segments.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You see,
you repeat that. Come again.
I said that we may not be living in isolation. And in fact, we do not have the luxury of living in isolation.
True.
But we must appreciate the value of the existing in segments. And age sets are such segments. Among other segments. Like I come from this place, that is a segment. I come from this age set, that is a segment. And I come from this tribe, it is some segment. I come from a certain you know, I mean, we exist in segmentation. And of course, these cultural things have got a lot of social value. And in fact, it has helped in instilling discipline, and in fact offering that good competition that so and so has been able to achieve this. This is his accomplishment. This is what he aspires to do. And through this healthy competition.
You know, I thought, Mheshimiwa, when I asked which is your biggest resource, I thought you tell me your clan, and you didn't. No. I don't want to talk about this, but it is evident that clan politics is super evident. It is significant in Kajiado County. Do you plan to seek endorsement from your clan?
That is not a priority. It is not a priority at all. And I would call out anyone who feels that clan politics is the best way to go, that it is the most unfortunate thing to hear of the leaders wanting to represent a whole section of the people, a whole people, without excluding a certain people. I mean, we need to see that we work with everyone. And when I talk of everyone, is that when I talk of designing programs and coming with laws, these laws do not work to the advantage of a certain clan. Representation doesn't work to the advantage and to the disadvantage of a certain clan. And any leader who thrive in clanism and all that is really an embarrassment. He is really an embarrassment. And to the young people, I want to warn them that the future is for you to lose, not unless you want to continue with the kind of politics that you are being dragged into. Can you have blueprints? What is your future saying? The future is climate change. The future is lots of other things. What do we need to do? We need to come collaboratively, work together, and identify those people that are going to work to the advantage and for the security and for posterity of our future.
Recently, you attended the installation of Mheshimiwa Manje as Ngedenye's deputy. Are you officially saying that you are supporting Daktari in the quest of his gubernatorial intentions?
Mambo leo, this is a tough question for me.
It is.
It is a tough question.
Ini kitimoto.
Ini kitimoto. One thing, I'm also in pursuit of those leaders that are going to be together with me in this journey. It is not an easy thing anyway. It has to come collaboratively, and it has to bring together a consolidated kind of effort to move forward. However, I do not want to comment on working with a certain leader at the expense of all these others. Mambo leo, winning the senatorial seat is not easy. I first have my own struggles to pick before I pick any other person's.
You know why I'm asking that question? It's because in the past two elections since devolution hapa Kajiado imeonekana ya kwamba kukua seneta inatokana na ile timu ambayo upo. Kwa mfano labda kwenye timu ya mtu fulani, so seneta anajificha hapo na women rep anajificha hapo, alafu inaipita kama timu. Hatujakuwa na a standout senator ambaye yeye yuko kando na timu ya ya ile team ya gavana ambaye alipita. Isipokuwa bila shaka mheshimiwa Mositet ambaye gavana alikuwa Ngedienye, lakini imekuja kuonekana kwamba watu wanafuata team. Ndio maana yake niliuliza hiyo. So team yako ni nani? Je, you identify team ama is just a matter of time?
One thing, I am not so much a believer of 6-piece voting. In as much as it is a directive from up there, I believe it is time we narrow down to personalities. If Toimasi is here and is seeking your vote from ODM, because of course I'm in ODM.
Yes, yes.
If I'm here and you find a reason to vote for me without necessarily pinning me down to support your candidate of choice in the position of governor, I mean, we'd go far. So, again, we've seen the mess that has been brought by matters 6-piece voting. Truly, I would really appreciate that you vote for me from wherever party I am in. As a young man, wherever you are, as a mother, wherever you are, as a father, wherever you are, please vote for me as an individual.
2 quotes from my friend Gideon Kagame Toimasi. The people are my biggest resource.
Sure.
And right now, vote for me as an individual,
Yes,
not
sure.
because I come from a certain party.
No.
I want to finish this. Nataka tumalizie. Na kwa mara ya kwanza kwenye show hii nimezungumza Kiingereza kingi sana. Na nataka tumalizie kwa wito wako kwa hasa vijana. Na hawa vijana uwazungumzie, wasikie sauti hii, kisha wao wenyewe wataamua huyu kijana mwenzetu yupo au kachemsha. Maneno yako ya mwisho, angalia kamera.
I want to address the young people of Kajiado County that as your fellow youth, I come to you crying and really seeking your intervention in my pursuit to represent you in the Senate. I know you may have been socialized and you may have been recruited to certain political philosophies and political ideologies. But I want to urge every young person that before you touch the clouds, as I earlier said, please concentrate on the grass that you stand upon. This opportunity, if you give me, given the opportunity, I will always make sure that you are my first priority, because you are the people that have been neglected for quite some time. Without seeking this opportunity, all our abilities are of lesser account. We must first seek this opportunity to influence how the future is going to be like, to make policies that are going to be relevant, and to make policies that are going to address the very foreseeable future.
Bila shaka. You can't put it any better.
Sure.
Thank you, Wana Gideon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate for you getting time to have a conversation with us. This is Kajiado TV, kiti moto kila wakati. Tunakaa chini kuuliza yale maswali magumu ili kuhakikisha kwamba wewe tunakufanyia kazi iwe rahisi ili kufanya maamuzi ambayo yameeleweka. Hii ni Kajiado TV, hadi wakati mwingine. Mungu aibariki Kajiado County.